Hi guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to do a super soft smoky amethyst eye. So this eye is perfect for clients or models like Chantel who have got beautiful hazel eyes. It's really going to help bring out those tones. The foundation I'm going to use today is the Fenty Beauty Hydrating Pro Filter. So I'm mixing two colours together. We've got 385 and 190 just to get the perfect skin tone. So I love these foundations. They have quite a good coverage, but they're nice and hydrating. These are perfect for long wear requests, so bridal or red carpet. And I'm just gonna go in all over the skin, just to even out any redness. I'm just using a smaller brush on the forehead. This is by Real Techniques. Just spend a little bit of time just working over the skin, making sure that it's all blended in. Especially when you do bridal, you just need to be really careful with the hairline. You need to make sure that you go right up to the hairline, but just be careful not to get any product on the hair. And I'm taking it under the eye just slightly. And around the nose. And I'll go in at the end and perfect the skin. I just want to give myself a little base. You can also use these foundation brushes to press the product in. It just helps really lock the foundation into the skin. And then go down the neck as well. We want to make sure that our face matches our body. So I have used a slightly warmer colour on Chantel. And I love the finish of this foundation. It just gives you a really soft satin finish, so it's not too matte and it's not too dewy. And it's a really buildable texture, so you can kind of go in with nice thin layers, which is essential for long-lasting makeup. Okay, so I'm going to go in underneath the eyes with the Laura Mercier Ultra Long Wear Concealer. Just going to pop it on my little palette. And then I'm using the same brush as I did for foundation for the smaller areas. So just look up for me. And then just under the eyes. Around the nose. And I find this concealer also really brightens, which is great. So it helps conceal dark circles, but it also brightens underneath the eye. And just be really careful when working around the eye area. You just need to be nice and gentle. And again, just those pressing movements, or just those tapping movements. Okay, so on the eyes for priming, I'm going to use the NARS Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base, and I'm using the colours medium dark and also medium. And I'm just going to mix those together, and that's just going to give us a base for the eyeshadow. So just close for me. And then I'm using a clean brush, but the same one as I used underneath the eyes, because I just love how it allows you to blend creams out. And then all the way up to the eyebrow, in the inner corner of the eye. And the same on the other. So this helps to absorb any excess oil on the skin and just gives you that perfect base for eyeshadow. do exactly the same underneath, but with just the darker shades, the medium dark. So just look up. And using a bullet brush underneath. And that again will be our base for the eyeshadow. So next up is eyeliner. This is a Giorgio Armani Aubergine eyeliner. So just close for me. And I'm just going to line the outer corners of the eyes and the inner corner of the eyes. I want to leave the center of the eyelid free from any of the eyeliner because we're going to use a pop of color at the end. And then I'm going to go in with a small shading brush and just soften that line. And you can wing it out slightly as well. Just open and then just look down that way. So these colors, the eggplant, the aubergine colors, they're really going to help make brown eyes, hazel eyes pop, as opposed to using a bronze, which sometimes can just blend in. Gorgeous. And then I'm going to go just on the outer corner of the eye. So just look up for me. Just to create a little bit more intensity on the outer corners. Already you can see Chantel's, the hazels and even bits of yellowy in your eyes are amazing. Really start to stand out. Okay, so I'm just going to go in with the Too Faced Born This Way Natural Nudes. I'm going to use the colour Warm Rose. This is just going to be a base colour for the other eyeshadow palette that I'm going to use. And just close, and I'm just going to take that underneath the brow bone and into the socket. I always find doing this bit first allows you to get the seamless blend when you're using your darker shades. And a nice fluffy brush just really helps to diffuse that colour. Okay, so the main palette that I'm going to use for this amethyst eye is the Honeymoon Palette by Tom Ford. This is a beautiful palette. It's quite rosy in colours, so again you just need to make sure that the skin tone and the eye tone will suit it. So just close. And I'm just going to use this kind of purpley colour first and just press that over that liner. And then I'm going to use a clean brush. This is a Zoeva blending brush. These are really affordable brushes, great for when you're starting out. And I'm just going to really soften that. I'm going to go all the way across the crease, but again I'm going to leave the center of the lid free for a later color. And just open and look straight ahead. And then get your client, your model, to look straight ahead so that you can see how far to take the eyeshadow up. And I just want to go onto the crease, onto the brow bone just a little bit to wing out the eye slightly. Gorgeous. And then close. And then I'm going to repeat that process on the other side. So this sort of look is perfect for brides or bridesmaids, like a soft glam bridal look. Someone that wanted a little bit more drama. And open, gorgeous, and close. And just take your time to blend. So when I'm blending, I'm just using really small circular motions, and that just helps distribute the color and soften any harsh edges. And a bit of a wiper motion as well through the crease. On the inside of the eye, I'm going to use the Nude Bronze Light Bronzer by Hourglass, just close, because I just want to soften the inner corner here. I don't want the purpley color to come too far in. So I'm just contouring out the inner eye shape. I'm then going to go back to my Honeymoon palette, and I'm going to go underneath the eye. So I'm going to use the slightly darker color on the outer corner with my favorite Suku pencil brush. So just look up for me. And then just trace back over the line that you had created with the eyeliner. Concentrating that color just on the outer corner. And then the same with the other side. I'm then going to go back in with my Nude Bronze bronzer, using the same brush is fine. And then just look up, and then I'm just going to go on the inside and blend those two together. Even though the eye is quite smoky, it's still going to be soft, so we're not going all the way to the inside with that darker color. And you can kind of blend the two together, and that makes it really soft and smoky. Gorgeous. Okay, so I'm just going back over the skin just to make sure the skin is flawless and to catch any fallout from the darker colors of the eyeshadow. Around the nose. And then this is your time where you go in and conceal any blemishes or anything else that you need to conceal. So now I'm going to go in and just spot conceal any areas that we need to. So I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty Longwear Concealer and a little bit of the Laura Mercier, and this will just give me the perfect texture for the skin. So just going in with the brush, and the Fenty Longwear Concealer just helps keep any blemishes covered up all day. And by using a small brush, you just get targeted areas, so you're not overloading the face with too much product. And then I always like to go in just with my foundation brush and just go over the area, and it just helps to create a seamless finish. So we're going to go into the cheeks now. So I'm using the Nudies Matte Beach Babe. So these are beautiful. This one is such a great color for warmer skin tones. And these have a nice matte finish, so they're not going to be too dewy. And I'm just using an angled fluffy brush. This is just from Mecca Maxima. And just going over the cheeks. You can use this as a bit of a bronzer as well. If you're just doing like a flushed cheek, and you don't want to use bronzer as well, it's the perfect color combination. It's in between a blusher and a bronzer. And then we're going to powder the face just slightly. This is a Mercier powder and a really fluffy brush. And I'm just going to pat in the areas that I want to take any shine down. So in between the forehead, around the nose, under the eyes slightly, and on the chin. I want to keep a little bit of glow to the outer corners of the face, and the blush being matte doesn't leave you too shiny. And that's all the powdering I'm going to do on this look. So I'm going to go into Chantel's brows now, just using a brush to lift them up. And I just want to fill in the gaps. She's got lovely eyebrows, so they're nice and dark anyway, so I don't want to make them any darker. I just want to fill out any gaps. So this is a brow pen by Anastasia Beverly Hills in soft brown. So these are a new product on the market. I love eyebrow pens. And you just want to go in, follow the natural hairline, and just really, really lightly just flick it through the brow. And that'll just fill out any gaps. And it just mimics the natural hair. And if you need to thicken any areas, I'm just going to thicken slightly underneath. You can just get right in there. And it looks exactly the same as the hairs. Just brush through. And the same on the other side. And this is also a waterproof color, waterproof product, again, which is perfect for bridal, anywhere where you need to be really long lasting. Just under the brow, under the arch, I'm just going to thicken the area just a little bit. And I'm being super, super light-handed because it's actually quite pigmented, so it does come out quite dark, so you just need to be really light-handed. Perfect. So I'm going to do a pop of highlight, if you just close on the center of the eye here. And we're going back in with the Natural Nudes Born This Way palette. I'm going to use the rose gold and the sparkling sand mixed together. I'm going to use a spritz of the Prep and Prime on my brush, and that just helps grab the product because it is slightly glittery. So it's just going to give us a little bit more drama. So both in there and close. And then I'm just going to press over the center of the eye. And you don't want to use this all over the lid because it is quite shimmery, but it will really pick up in photos if you're just using it on the center of the lid. And the Fix Plus just helps it last all day. And open, gorgeous, and close again. Open, beautiful. I'm just going to use a tiny little bit underneath the eye. So again, just in the center, just to give a little bit of extra glow. Okay, so I'm going to go in with the Kevyn Aucoin curling mascara. I haven't curled Chantel's eyelashes because they're super curly already, so we don't want to make them too over the top. So just look down for me. And I'm just lifting the lid, getting right into the roots, and then brushing through. So I find if you do a zigzag motion right at the base of the lash, and then just pull the mascara through, you get even distribution of product, and you get that extra black intensity at the base of the lash. I'm also just going back down the lash. So I roll back down the lash, and that just coats the underside of the lash as well. Look right down. And straight ahead. So I'm going to go in with the long Model Rock lashes. I want the focus to be on the center of the eye to create a really fun, flirty look. So we're going to go straight in the middle, so just look down. And that first lash is just going to go on the center of the eye. Next right ahead. Perfect. Okay, and look down. And I'm going to do exactly the same with the other eye, right in the center. I'm then going to leave a little gap, and I'm going to put another long one. And in between those gaps, I'm going to put a medium lash. And that way you just get a really soft, fluttery effect. And then one more at the end. And just spend your time just making sure that they're all sitting the correct way. And straight ahead. Gorgeous. So I'm now going in with the medium lash from Model Rock, and I'm just going to fill in those gaps. And I'm just taking one medium one on the other side of the long one, and then I'm not going to go too close to the inner eye because we don't want to overload the eye with lashes. And I'm using the black glue as well, which just helps just to give a little bit more intensity. straight ahead. Stunning. So I'm just gonna let that all settle, and I'll go over with mascara at the end. But I'm just gonna go into the brows and just set with some clear brow gel, just to make those brows super fluffy and push them right up. I'm gonna blend in the false lashes with Chantel's Natural Lash, and I'm just gonna get a little bit of mascara onto the wand. Now these are really cool wands that I got from AliExpress, which took about 4 months to come. Just look down. So just lift up the lid, and then you can just use the ball just to push the lashes together. And when you look from the side, you want the lashes to go in one beautiful silhouette. And what I like to do before I do any mascara on the bottom lashes is just make sure that the underneath is perfect. So I'm just going to go in with a little bit of eyeshadow. Again, whatever's left on the brush, and I'm just using this warm rose, a little bit of cocoa underneath, because once the mascara's on, you don't want to do any more eyeshadow underneath, otherwise your mascara will go chalky. And then just look up. And again, these mascara ones are great for bottom lashes as well. Chantel has really beautiful long lashes, so I'm kind of making them a bit of a feature because we're going to do a really nude lip, so the eyes are really going to pop. And when you're working around the eye, you just need to bring your mascara wand out occasionally so your client can blink, and just be aware that if you don't do that, then their eyes could water. So just go in and out, and then they can blink. Love that, looks so cute. I'm gonna go into the lips now finally. This is the Pat McGrath lip liner in Buff. So I'm just gonna go over the lips, really soft, nudie color. And I'm gonna go all over the lip. And again, these are waterproof and smudge resistant, so they're really long lasting. And I want to really make the lips look as full as possible, so I'm gonna go right the way down on the bottom underneath the lip and almost overline the lips to create the fullest lip possible. And it's best just to go with little tiny strokes. And that way you're less likely to make a mistake. It's really slightly going over the line just to make them look nice and full. So I'm going to go in finally on the lips with some clear gloss. This is the Shiseido clear gloss, which I find is the most glossiest of glosses. I feel like clear gloss is having a bit of a comeback, and I love it. So no lipstick, just lip liner and gloss. And because that lip liner is long lasting, it is gonna give you the longevity. Just tilt your head up, and then you can just make sure that your shape is perfect and equal. So the final product I'm going to use is the Becca and Malika Bronze and Glow Palette. So I'm just using these top two colours, and I'm just going to do a really subtle highlight just on the cheekbone. Don't want to do too much, just a little bit of a glow. Okay, so just to complete this look, I'm just going to go in with a little bit of the Fenty Beauty Body Glow and using a nice big foundation brush. And this just gives the skin a really beautiful bronze glow. This is in the color Brown Sugar. This is the Body Lava. So shiny. It's good. It smells amazing as well. Okay, so there you have it. This is the smoky amethyst eye, which complements hazel eyes or brown eyes, and it's perfect for those brides wanting that soft glam look.